Hello everyone and welcome to Growing with Nelson. In this video, we will be talking about how to beat the system and how to grow your wealth. By the system, I mean the federal system in the country that you live in. You see, the system was designed to let you lose. It's just that simple. We were told, raise your hands, go to school, go to college, get a job, work 40 hours a week, and do not question the system. But here's the reality, guys. The moment you start questioning the system, you cannot unsee it. So therefore, what I'm going to do in this video is to question the system, at least a part of it, the one that has to do with growing your wealth and investing in the right place. So we've all been wired to think that when you work so hard, especially those that work 9 to 5 and save your money in the bank, you would get rich. But instead, I'm here to tell you that we're actually making the bank richer. How? You invest your money in the bank in a typical savings account, which offers a return of about 1% every year. The bank invests those money into different investment platforms or investment vehicles that gives them outrageous amount of return. So really, you're actually making the banks richer while you are getting peanuts. And I'd really argue that you're actually making yourself poorer if you factor in inflation. So what is inflation, you might ask? For those who do not know, inflation just simply refers to the rise of the cost of goods and services in an economy that you live in, while your purchasing power of the money that you hold falls down. For example, if you do your nails, make your hair, you buy groceries, trying to get your kids ready for school, buy back to school stuffs at $1,000 in 2024. We're currently in 2025. You could spend about $1,200 this year, which means the cost of goods and services has risen. That extra $200 is the inflation cost. Got it? Now that we know what inflation is, let's look at some numbers in the North American market, specifically the Canadian market. In June, the Canadian inflation was at 1.9%. Now, if you compare that to the average savings interest rate you get on your savings account, which literally is 1% per annum, you can see that your money that you've kept in your savings account is actually losing value because the interest rate that the banks are offering you do not match the inflation rate in the country. So, in simple practical terms, so let's just break this into simple and actionable terms. I have $1,000 and I keep it in the bank. The bank offers me 1% return per annum, which means at the end of the year, I would get $1,010, right? Simple. But remember, the Canadian inflation says the Canadian inflation rate is currently at 1.9%, which means I would need $1,019, which is 1.9% of that $1,000. I would need $1,019 to purchase the same thing that I would have easily purchased for $1,000 last year. Simple enough. That means I have actually lost $9 compared to the $1,010 that the bank would have paid me, which is the $10 interest, obviously, on the $1,000, because inflation says that I should actually buy those items for $1,019. So the difference between $1,019 and $1,010 is $9. That shows that your money, even though you invested in the bank and it's safe in the bank, have actually lost value. And the value lost is $9. How do we beat this crazy term called inflation? How do we beat this inflationary rate that's making our money lose value? It is actually very simple. You just need to put your money in the places or the right places that actually beats the inflation rate. So if inflation is at 1.9%, everything you put your money in should give you from 2% and above. And that's the only way you can say you're making profit. Remember what growth is. Growth is simply becoming better than what you were yesterday. So if I had $1,000 today, I would want to have $2,000 tomorrow. And that growth, that increase from $1,000 to $2,000 is called growth. So if you really want to grow in terms of wealth, then your money has to beat inflation so that your money does not lose value. So everyone listening to this video to invest wisely. There are different places you can invest. You can invest in the stock market. You can invest in ETFs, exchange traded funds. You can invest in real estate. You can invest in REITs. You can invest in starting a small business or actually investing in small businesses and getting a return for it. There's just multiple ways for you to invest, but the most important point I want you to take out of this video is simple. Put your money in a place that beats the current inflation of the country or economy that you live in. In my next videos, I will be discussing the different investment opportunities open to people in North America or Europe. And so please subscribe, like my video, and share it so that we can build this community. A community where everyone is taking simple and actionable steps towards building wealth and financial freedom. Until then, stay blessed and stay safe. Bye, guys.